Hello, my name is Kyle Dare. Welcome to another episode of Focus On. My guest today is Justin Williams. He's a professional performer for Ford Entertainment, Disney on Ice. He just currently completed a 9-month Asian tour. Welcome, Justin.
How you doing?
Good. What countries were involved during the tour?
Well, I was involved in a 9-month tour, like I said, with Feld Entertainment's Disney on Ice. The Asian tour began in June of 2008. It started in Japan. It was a 14-city tour of Japan, and that part of the tour concluded actually end of October. We took a month break, and then December the same year, we then picked up back in China, spent 2.5 months in China, and then toured throughout Southeast Asia. The other countries involved besides Japan and China would have been Hong Kong, Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, and Indonesia.
Did you have any favorite cities or countries?
Well, I spent the 4 months in Japan, and I really enjoyed a few cities. Actually, I enjoyed all the cities in Japan. It's a very fun place to visit. Very great culture there. My favorite city, I would say, in Japan would have been Hiroshima, and I also really enjoyed Hong Kong, right outside China.
What made them your favorite?
Well, Hiroshima is obviously the place where the World War II, the bomb was dropped, but they had the wonderful Peace Museum there, and that was a great thing to see, very inspirational, and it was really, just really eye-opening to go and see. Very great shopping and great people and restaurants all throughout the city. It's the one city, if anyone tells me they're going to Japan, that I would always recommend visiting and seeing. Tokyo also is great, one of the biggest cities in the world, many districts, and again, you know, the shopping, so much history and tourism to see. And in Southeast Asia, I really enjoyed the city of Hong Kong, and it's another gorgeous city right on the water, and there's so much to walk around and see, and just the food there is just absolutely unbelievable also.
Do you have any favorite food you like to eat when you were out?
Oh yeah, in Japan, there's a thing called a Korean barbecue, and it's, if anyone's familiar with the Mongolian barbecues in the U.S., it has a actual grill in the center of your table, and you can cook your own meat, and you cook it there, and they have all-you-can-eat meats, and you have pork, seafoods,
cool.
beefs, chickens. Throughout Southeast Asia, I really enjoyed patong, which is like a Thai noodle dish cooked with like peanut oil and everything. That was also really good. And the seafood throughout Southeast Asia, the shrimps and everything was also very good.
Well, that sounds cool. Being in a region with so many countries close together, what differences and similarities have you seen between them?
Well, with the differences and similarities, there's many similarities between them, and obviously they're all Asian countries, but you get very different cultures between every country you go to. You know, Malaysia, Indonesia is a Muslim country. Singapore, Hong Kong were British colonies at one point until recent years. And then, you know, you have a big difference between Japan and China. Very much similarities. You do get a lot of the similar foods, you get a lot of the similar languages. Even throughout all these countries, you will always find people who speak English. And that's a big similarity. Even throughout middle of China, you could find people in restaurants, waitresses, waiters, and they do speak English. You know, all the tourist places, they have English translators. And big difference is also, you know, you're always dealing with a different currency. Every week I was changing a currency and a different exchange rate that you had to learn. So that is really hard to keep up with all the currencies. And you also have different laws throughout the country. Singapore, jaywalking, you know, was told a big no-no. You can't even buy gum in Singapore. It's illegal. The only way to get gum is through a dentist's prescription, and that's for Orbit sugar-free gum. And then there's also different laws throughout with cars and driving, and the ways that they drive is quite different, but also quite similar even to the way we do it here in the United States.
Did you adjust to the how did you adjust to the culture so quickly?
Adjusting to the cultures, you know, you're not there really to blend in. Pretty much when you're there, you just kind of be yourself, and like I said, we're always there, and we're there for work. We're not there for tourism, although we always have time to go out, sightsee, and see things. You pretty much just go be yourself and just act like you've been there before, I guess, in a way is what we were told. Act like you belong. Don't try and be something you're not, and don't try and talking to people that you shouldn't be talking to. You know, you're going to act just like you would anywhere else in the United States.
When you've been going to different countries, have you learned any different languages to speak to people who you don't know?
Yeah, actually, like I said, spending 4 months in Japan was able to pick up enough Japanese to say please, thank you, hello, basics that way, counting numbers, asking how much something cost, being able to ask for different types of food, like I said in the restaurants, which is actually pretty much one of the most important things, I guess, that we need is to be able to find that. Some of the other countries, Malaysia, Thailand, you're only there for a week at a time, sometimes week and a half, and you spend, out of those 10 days, you're going to spend 7 days working. So you don't have as much time to learn a language or even to pick up even hello half the time.
What are locals' reactions to foreign visitors?
Some of the reactions is actually different in different countries. Japan is a very friendly country to foreign visitors. They are actually, even if you cannot speak Japanese, or if they cannot speak English, they actually feel bad that they can't speak English to you. China, depending on what cities, we were in, first city I was in China was called Chengdu, which was in the middle of China. And they don't see as many foreign visitors to that city, so you do get some people that stare. Other cities like Bangkok, Thailand, it's so used to foreign tourism that it's just second nature. We would see so many people from Europe, from South America, even throughout other parts of Asia, even Australia, and throughout the world visiting these cities. So you get many different reactions from many different places.
Have you or did you ever get a chance to interact with locals?
Oh yeah, when we could be out at a restaurant, we can see people after the show. With our show, we have certain locals that come and work on our show in each city, so we're able to talk to them. And that's actually how we learn a lot more about the culture of the country and what they do and how things are done there. And it makes it easier for us to blend in and to make even life easier for us, even for that short period of time, even while we're there.
Are there the precautions that are taken in visiting these countries?
Well, you always have to take a safety precaution when you're visiting any foreign country, especially overseas. We are actually advised, we have security advisors with us on the tour, and we would have meetings when we get to certain countries, and they would go over different culture rules, different things, what to do, what not to do, places where to go, where not to go. And like I said, even laws are different, as I was saying earlier, in different countries, so they would go over that. A good example is when we were in Indonesia. We were going over laws. We were told what even certain cabs to take. We were told not to take a certain brand of cabs and only take this cab because of the risk involved in taking the other ones and problems that have occurred previously on other tours. Also with our hotel, we talk about the safety precautions and the security. We had to go through metal detectors to get into our hotel. You pull up in your cab to a shopping mall and your cab is searched, go through the trunk, through security inspections, and you go through metal detectors for that also. And it was even illegal to bring pork into the hotel. If pork was found in the hotel, then you could be arrested and fined.
Is there? Can you tell me what a day is like?
A day on tour, a typical day on tour, especially when there's a job to do that day, a show that day is what I'm going to say, is depending on the time of the show. Usually I get up about 9 o'clock in the morning or so, not too early, not too late. Then I go to get on the bus at the scheduled time. We go to the show. We always have a scheduled bus that takes us to or from the venue no matter how close the venue is. Our venue is actually a 5-minute walk from us in Indonesia, and for safety and security reasons, they would take us by bus there. And then we get ready for the show. Our show generally lasts, like I say, about an hour and a half, 2 hours. And there can be up to 3 shows a day. One that could probably start between 10 or 11 in the morning, one early afternoon, and then one at night. So a typical day can be about 12 hours.
Do you get any days off when you're on tour?
Generally, yes, because we're doing so many country switches. We would go even from, like I said, I can even show you right here. When I would go down from, you're going right here from Bangkok, Thailand, you're going all the way over here to Jakarta, which is right around here. So it takes time, as you can see, to actually ship the whole show, have everything cross through customs. So there would be times where we would even have about a week and a half off with no work.
What advice would you give anyone who would be traveling Asia, rather for work or vacation?
Well, whether you're traveling, whether it's even to Asia, South America, Europe, Australia, New Zealand, research where you're going, learn about different customs, cultures, and even if you're going for a short time, if you have a chance, even if you can pick up hello, thank you, goodbye, the people in these countries always really appreciate when you even attempt to speak their foreign language there. You know, in Japan, whenever I spoke to anyone in Japanese, they were very happy to see someone making that effort. In China, Thailand, same thing. So research and know where you're going, and just be safe wherever you go.
Well, that sounds interesting. Would you tell us or show us where you'll be heading next?
Yeah, actually, I'll be heading. The next tour I'll be going is going to be a 2-month tour of New Zealand and Australia. It's going to be throughout June and July of this year.
Well, that sounds interesting. Good luck on your tour.
Thank you.
And thank you once again, Justin, for coming to Focus On. My name's Kyle Dyer.